My name is Marek Kolodziej. I work at Nitro and I'm a principal research engineer. I think the questions, I really like when people have very concrete, specific questions that they would like answered, because sometimes I have the answer and sometimes I don't, and even when I don't, it's still a great learning opportunity. As a person doing machine learning and artificial intelligence, I kind of take it as a given, but I think the exciting thing these days is what product's going to be built with the data. Otherwise, if the computers are just processing data without generating insights, it's just, CPU cycles going and power being used up, but no real value delivered. So I think at this point we actually have good enough data sets to make artificial intelligence more of a reality. I think the key thing is that doing linear algebra naively is bound to be quite inefficient, and people spend a lot of time buying expensive hardware, and if they're not utilizing it efficiently, then there's no point in spending that money on the hardware when you could just use a better algorithm and have things run efficiently on the hardware that you actually have. I would say this is pretty much the main insight. Well, also the fact that the insights gained from doing linear algebra efficiently could translate into new algorithms that people are developing, for which existing performant libraries do not yet exist. So they could just take these insights and translate them to their specific problem. I would say, first of all, we live in an open source era, and there are a lot of great repositories with code examples online that are open source. It's not, a closed domain anymore. And there are plenty of really good courses on Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, etc. So between that and a lot of really great YouTube talks, including those from By the Bay and many meetups, it's much easier than ever. I would say it's still risky because nothing really completely replaces a formal education. Studying with great experts is really hard to substitute. But for people who already have some mathematical background, it's probably comparatively easier. I would say actually the thing about this era, about becoming a better professional, is that these insights actually that can be gained from the open source community and open knowledge community in general, these may not get the person started necessarily, because it can be really overwhelming to start from scratch based on just YouTube videos or Coursera, but they can definitely help professionals grow. And this is the case even for people with PhDs. You just need to keep on learning because you're gonna fall behind, and at least the ongoing learning is very accessible these days. That said, we're at Galvanize today, and Galvanize is a prime example that you may not necessarily have to dedicate a whole PhD to learn machine learning or data science. You could start with something like the 12-week program that Galvanize has, and potentially do a 1-year program just to get started, get your feet wet, and then you can keep on growing on your own as you're more aware of what's out there. I think the biggest issue with ignorance is not really knowing every single detail, but being not aware of what's even out there. I think the goal of getting a person jump-started is just getting the awareness of what's out there, and then you can keep exploring on your own.